Hello, we're here again today to tell you about wonderful people that we have here in Fresno and Territory. And we're going to start out today with saying happy day for summer. And we're going to have a wonderful guest named Terri J. And you're really going to be interested in this because it's questions that we all have and there's a few of us who can answer them, and she is one of them. So Terri J., she can receive messages for you or for herself from the guides and angels and even your higher self to help you with all the questions you may have that you can question yourself and the answers are there. So I want to start out with introducing Terri J. And there you are, Terri, on our screen. Good to see you.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's really an honor.
Okay, my name's Carol.
I knew that.
Yeah, I know that, but sometimes I just say it anyway because it's natural. Okay, Terri J. I heard about something that you can do that very few people can do. You can communicate and have messages for your spiritual guides, and this is something I would think would be extremely important for all of us to do. So I want to hear a little bit about how you do and how it got started and things like that, Terri.
Well, the way that I got started was pretty weird. I mean, I'm a down-to-earth Nevada cowgirl. And I was doing a horseback therapy program with disabled kids, and I picked a kid up out of his wheelchair, and I put him on the back of one of my horses, and he said, "Ouch, I have a cramp in my hip." So I looked at him, and I said, "You have a cramp? Well, here, sit this way. It'll take the cramp out." And he said, "Hey, you can hear me." I said, "Well, of course I can hear you." It didn't dawn on me at the time that he was completely nonverbal. So we finished our little lesson, and I put him back in his wheelchair, and he went back to class. And one of the volunteers that was helping me just sort of smarted off and said, "Boy, he's sure talking great." And I said, "Well, he's very bright. Just because he has CP doesn't necessarily mean he's got an intellectual disability." And she said, "Terri, he didn't say a word. He can't, remember?" And I always joke that if I was a horse, I would have done a buck fart snort. Because when they're spooked, they do all three of those things at the same time. Anyway, so I told her to hold the horse. I went in the classroom, and they put a band around his head with a pointer, and he had typed out on his computer, "Horse lady can hear me." So I stood there now with an awareness that I could in fact hear him. And so we carried on another conversation. He told me his mom does this, and that's probably why he was so good at it.
Wow,
So
that
was my first time, and you could have knocked me over with a feather. And I went back outside, and the gal said, "Well, you ought to learn to communicate with the horses because all animals are telepathic, and then wouldn't that make the program really safe?" And I thought, heck yeah, that'd be great. So I just wanted to do animal communication, and you know how it goes: man plans, God laughs.
Yes.
So I started doing it, and then along the way, I'd be doing an animal reading, and then I could hear their deceased loved ones.
Oh,
so that's how I got into mediumship.
Oh, my
and I
goodness.
picked up on everything, health issues, relationships, finances, everything. So now I do everything, and I have been for the last 30 years. And the only things I won't do are police work and predictions. Predictions are unethical.
Right, I think so. I agree with you on that. But
Yeah.
the other things that you communicate are really interesting. No, what was the first thing that you said you talked about? Was that the animals?
Yeah, I just wanted to do animal communication. So my first book is The Cowgirl Shaman Way, 7 Easy Steps to Develop Your Intuitive Ability. There's this one. You can get it on my website or on Amazon. And then the one that I just put out last fall, this one's really cool. These are all the different disabilities that prevent people from being able to communicate. This is intuitive communication, communicating with people that cannot. And it's shocking to realize, Carol, there are 7 to 9 million people in the United States that cannot communicate due to traumatic brain injuries, persistent vegetative state, strokes, Alzheimer's, dementia, neuromuscular diseases. And if you go to the hospital and you're sitting at somebody's bedside, that, the nurses will always say, oh, make sure you keep talking to them because they can hear you. Well, this makes it so that you can actually hear them. They can actually communicate back with you.
Uh-huh.
And even if somebody is brain dead, has been determined to be brain dead or in a persistent vegetative state, you can still reach their higher self. It's energy. That energy doesn't go away. So you're always able to tap into them. It's just incredible.
Oh, I never heard anything like this. This is fascinating.
Yeah. So,
Well,
I want everybody to learn how to do this. There's a lot of people who go, oh, yes, I'm so gifted. And I just want to puke when they say that because these are abilities. We're all born with intuition, clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience, and claircognizance. Clair just means clear. So we have intuition, clear viewing, or being able to use your third eye. Mm-hmm. We have claircognizance is clear knowing. We have clairaudience, think auditory. So that goes into the auditory processing area of the brain. And then we have clairsentience, which is clear feeling. And the feelings can either be pain or emotions. It can be either.
Oh, this is fantastic because I've been in this teaching and studying for many years, and the information you had is new. It's brand new. I've never heard that before, and I really want to hear it in detail because I really want to take advantage of these new things that I think that I could probably get into and do well.
Yeah, and one of my favorite things is to help people who's had some sort of a chronic illness, and you find out the stuck negative emotions that caused it.
Oh, really?
Yes, absolutely. Oh. And I have energy healing instructions for anybody that wants them. Just email me, and I will send them to you. There's a chakra diagram, so we know where the energy centers are in the body. And then there's chakra clearing and balancing, which is really important, and it really helps you learn to ground better. And then there's an energy healing modality that produces freaking miracles. It really does. And it's easy to do. It's just with visualization and intention. And then there's a medical intuitive handout that goes with it, and it goes chakra by chakra, telling you what disease is in what chakra and what the emotional cause is.
Oh my!
People just don't understand this. They think, that stuff happens. That's all.
No, that is really fantastic because I've had many questions in my mind about those same subjects. And
sure.
So this is, I really want to hear, starting where you feel more comfortable, but I want to hear about how people know how to use these talents that they don't realize they have.
Well, I have a 7-step process that I walk people through. And the process is the same in both books, and it's pretty similar even in the third book that I've got coming out, which is on mediumship. I'm really excited about that book because it's going to really debunk, all the woo-woo stuff about, talking to dead people.
Oh my gosh.
It's just physics, If it wasn't for physics, I couldn't do this work because I'd probably go have myself committed or something. If I started hearing dead people and didn't have a reasonable explanation for why, the energy, frequency, vibration, and that we all are like big antennas picking up on it, I wouldn't be able to function, but I am a functioning member of society, so nobody worry. You don't have to get me committed. So,
well,
anyway, I just love it. And, the stuff that people on the other side tell me, and I do animals on the other side too, but some of the stuff they tell me, you can't make this stuff up.
Oh
you can't. It's just like too specific.
Oh my gosh, if you can think of any, sounds so interesting and so important to all of us. If you can think of a certain thing with maybe an animal or a person, that you think will wake us up to the fact that we've got a lot going for us that we don't realize.
It's amazing. Even when I go out to clean corrals in the morning, yes, I shovel poop. When I go out to clean corrals in the morning, I still am amazed at what the horses will tell me. My mare told me this morning, she goes, it's going to rain today. Okay. like I'm getting a weather report from her. I don't know why I need a weather report. I wasn't giving her one.
Oh,
But they're just funny. It's just fun. And I can just think now to move over without telling her anything, without touching her. And of course, she's really hard to move over. You just do this right on her hip. That's how hard it is to move her over. But I've gotten to where I've been messing with it and just thinking that I'm just telling her in my head, Duchess, move over. And she just moves over now. I just don't say anything out loud. She just hears me telepathically. It's pretty fun.
When did you start working with the animals, with speaking to them and expecting an answer?
You do get an answer. And here's the thing, Carol, this is the biggest part of it that people miss. Oh my goodness. This is the biggest part. We get into ego and we think, okay, this question I'm going to ask them is so important. What I'm going to say is so important. And we start asking the question or something, and we do this long, involved question. And the horse is telepathic. They've already answered you on about your second word. So it's like, what about, are you, that fast, you get it. So if you get ego out of it, because ego means easing God out, and if you get ego out of the picture and just get in surrender and be grounded and do the steps that I outline in these books, then you just sort of start thinking of your question and you already get the answer back. And it's the same with people on the other side too. Same thing. That's why people miss it.
Really? That's
the biggest key. And I've looked at other people's course material for people that teach this, and that's like a 6-week long course. And I go, well, why? Why would you, just read the book. You can do it. You need some sort of indoctrination or brainwashing or something. No, listen faster. Be grounded. Be out of your own way. Have no preconceived notions about what you're going to hear. And then just listen faster. And it's so simple. It's really simple.
Oh, it sure doesn't seem like it's, but like you're saying, you've got to get yourself out of the way. And that's the hardest thing you have to do.
Yep, it really is.
So what did you hear from your horse this morning?
Oh, she was just telling me that it was going to rain. That was just
gonna
pretty
rain.
funny. And I've got my one horse. He knew how to bow when we got him. And so every morning when you come out, he'll bow. It looks like he's stretching, but he goes all the way down, and his toes on his feet are curled up, So he does that. So now I've gotten him to where he'll do it on command.
Oh,
and he's like, oh, all right. He's just, I have to. You can just hear him going, really? Can't you just give me the cookie anyway?
Oh, for heaven's sakes, that's amazing.
Yeah, they're really great. They're really great. It's a nice way to start the day, is to have those kind of conversations with these beautiful creatures.
Yes, I think so. But can you have it like with dogs or cats?
Oh gosh, yeah. Oh, they're easy. Yeah, but dogs and cats, they train us pretty well. They train us.
They do.
Especially cats. Oh my goodness. I feel like a cat servant when I have cats. Like, yes, Your Highness, what can I get you? And dogs at least are your buds. They'll be buddies with you and go, what are we doing? What are we doing? Let's go. But I have 2 15-year-old dogs now, and I'm just shocked at how good they're doing. I'm putting these X39 LifeWave patches on them. They wear them 24 hours on and then 24 hours off. And then my one dog was in kidney failure so bad, it was like his numbers were off the charts.
Oh.
And, all the vets will tell you is change the diet. That's all they got. And so I've got this really good holistic doctor that I use, and he goes, just give him injections of glutathione. And I've had diabetic cats and everything, so I don't have a problem with needles and giving shots and all that. Wow. And he just completed 12 weeks of getting glutathione injections every 3 days. Next week, we're going to go to the vet and do blood work on him, which I'm really excited to see. But this guy, who should be dead, races around in the corrals in the morning. He does zoomies. Everybody that's got dogs knows what zoomies are, where they just race and race and race for no reason, like something's chasing them. And he's so he's going to be 16 in July,
Ooh.
and he just races around like an idiot. It's just incredible.
It's
So
amazing.
we have lots of good holistic things that, I can share too.
Yeah, so that what's interesting to me right now is that how do you tell from how old a horse is unless it's a person there? They can't tell you how old they are, can they?
No, they don't care, really.
Oh.
They don't care how old they are. They don't. I mean, they get aches and pains when they get older, but we address that.
Oh,
We
yeah.
have two horses that are, well, two that are teenagers and one that's, I think, 22 or 23.
Ooh.
And, as long as you do regular chiropractic and you do AccuScope, which is for the soft tissue, that's my favorite. I like massage for them too, but some of their muscle groups are so dense that you really can't get through them, where an electrical current can. And so that's why I really like AccuScope. And I even had it done on me when I had my hip replaced.
Well,
My first gal was over here
I
like
never
3
thought
times
of
a
that.
week zapping me.
Right.
So, yeah, it's called AccuScope. It's really cool. Anyway, so I have all these, holistic or complementary methods that I use on all my animals. But, like my 22-year-old, he'll take off running and bucking and farting and playing and acting like an idiot. And you just think he's how old? So they don't know. And all my horses are registered, so I know their birthday.
Oh, but they don't know.
They don't know. They don't care.
No.
They don't care. They go off of how they feel.
Hey, that might be a better thing for us.
Yeah, really.
Stop
really.
worrying about
I feel
your
like I'm
age.
20 until I try to get up. And then it's like, oh no, I'm really old. Really old.
Well, do you talk to them often? I mean, is it like they get in the morning or you say hello in the morning or what?
Oh, of course. Yeah, because I'm out there doing chores. I'm out there. And I love that time. Sun's just coming up and, it's shining on the gorgeous Sierra Nevadas that are snow covered still. And it's just heaven. It's just absolute heaven. And to see all.
It's the, it went right out of my head. The big elephants.
Oh, I love elephants. Elephants are so intelligent. Oh my God, they're just incredible.
I know.
And what I love about their rumbles is their rumbles and the frequencies of their rumbles. If you're near them, you can feel them go through you. They're just incredible.
Wow.
Talk about frequency and vibration. Woo! Really?
That's really exciting. I would love to have that happen to me.
Oh, me too. I think I would like to communicate with elephants and gorillas. Those would be my two favorite animals to go visit.
You wouldn't be afraid of the gorilla?
Oh goodness, no,
No?
not at all.
You tell
I
me.
think it's so cool how they taught Coco the gorilla to do sign language, and I think of the ridiculousness of that, except the fact she did so well with it, even putting full sentences together. But if we're all telepathic and they're telepathic, why don't the people that we're working with her just learn telepathy, to use their telepathy that they're born with? It would have made things a lot faster, I think, and a lot better and more clear.
Oh, I think it's fantastic to be able to create a place where people can talk to the animals and the animals can understand what they're trying to say.
And anybody that wants to try it, you just have to listen faster. It just comes so fast because they're all used to communicating. I work with a lot of horse people, a lot of professional barrel racers. Those are my favorite. That and dead people. Those are my two favorite readings to do.
Wow.
And I think about the wild horses that we have here. I mean, they're just down the street. Seriously.
Yeah, they are.
And you just watch them, and they're all standing there quietly eating, just relaxed. And then all of a sudden, the lead mare will go, "Get the heck out of here!" And they pick up. And they go at the same speed to the same predetermined location, and they stop and settle again. And you just want to scratch your head going, what was that all about? What did she say to everybody else? Like, there's a danger, we need to go. And if you stand there and listen to it, you can hear what their perceived danger was. So it's pretty interesting.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. Well,
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of wild horses out side of Fresno, in a place that's out there, because we drove by it one time and I saw them in there. But I wonder what they're doing with them, and are they training them, or what? Do you have?
I have no idea, because there's lots of places that just sort of warehouse them, and then there's other places that actually train them, and they have a lot of good prison programs now too that train wild horses. Well, those are pretty cool.
Oh, no kidding. Well,
the prison inmates train them.
And I know they there's one group that puts children on the horses.
Well, that's what I used to do, was horseback therapy.
Uh-huh.
And there's now a lot of programs now for wounded warriors, where you have veterans that have issues, PTSD or something, and so they're using horses as therapy for them too. So it's pretty cool.
I'm looking for one of them, because I've got some problems I'd like to get rid of. So I'll talk to you later and get a little bit more information. But anybody else that wants it gets on the television, they can get the telephone number and things on the television.
Yeah, I don't give out my number, just my email address.
Yeah, I don't blame you, because, once you get a name for doing something, thousands of people want to know what you're doing.
Well, my biggest problem is I'm always on the phone.
Oh, you
are.
So
it's not the best way to get me.
It's always busy, huh?
I'm always on the phone doing readings, yeah. So it's really hard to get me.
Oh,
I'm on the phone.
I definitely.
By calling. That's why I say, you want to schedule, go to my email, terri@terrijay.com. And my website is www.terrijay.com.
Okay.
And if you want the energy healing instructions, just email me and I'm happy to send them.
I think this is great, because I have some problems that I really want to connect with you about. And I'm sure that a lot of people listening feel the same way, so you may get disembarked with
Oh, yeah.
people.
People just don't realize that thoughts are things and thoughts become things. And our stuck negative emotions are what cause disease. They want to blame an outside source. But, we're 99% energy and only 1% physical. We're only 1% physical.
Wow.
Yeah, so of course we're going to have thoughts and feelings that cause dis-ease, right?
Oh my Lord, I never.
We can even attract accidents through negative thoughts and feelings.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
How do we change the feelings?
You process them out. One of the best ways is to think of who's taken your power, and you write them a letter and tell them off, and use potty words, use lots of potty words. And then you burn the letter while you say out loud, nobody's ever going to treat me like that again. And that's how you take your power back. It's so effective. You cannot believe it.
Oh, it's wonderful. I think that, but how do we find out where to mail these things to?
No, you burn them.
Oh, you burn them. They don't have
to
burn
the letter.
They
you
don't
never
have
send
to
them
see
to people, because it even works for people that are on the other side. And the cool thing about it is it's like you get a get out of jail free card, because nothing negative can go to the other side, and our loved ones on the other side cannot perceive anything negative here. They can't perceive anything negative, so they would not even know that we're processing out negative feelings towards them. They wouldn't even know. They have no way of knowing.
Well, what a blessing that is. I think.
Yeah, that's why I say it's like a get out of jail free card. They're not going to know. You're welcome to process, and process it out, and they're not going to know you did it.
Okay, well, I want to know, do you have 2 books out now?
I have the 2 books. I have Intuitive Communication, communicating with people that cannot. And these are just some of the disabilities. This is for first responders and medical personnel and caregivers. So there's a lot of caregivers that take care of people that can't communicate at all. Wonderful. And then this one is my first one, which is really fun. And this tells you how to do all the stuff that I do. This is the Cowgirl Shaman Way, 7 easy steps to develop your intuitive ability. And then I have no idea when my mediumship book is coming out, but just sort of keep an eye on it. If you want to get on my newsletter list, you can sign up for that on my website, and then you'll know not only when my next book is available on Amazon, but you'll know about my TV show.
What show?
A TV show. I'm
Oh,
in a series on a show this year that I can't talk about, except to say I'm in a series on a show this year.
oh,
There's
fantastic.
somebody else is going to play me, but I'm doing a lot of my interviews are going to be on there.
Oh,
And so
wow.
that's really exciting. And that's a true story. It's based on a true story. And then I'm with this great crew that I can't talk about, and they're putting together a pitch deck and a sizzle reel and maybe even a pilot. And so hopefully we'll have that sold either this summer or this fall. So I'm excited.
Oh my gosh, that is exciting. Is there any place that people can go that has things this type of information? And then they
My
can,
website is just chock full. It's chock full of information on all of the things that I can do and all the ways that I can help.
okay,
You know,
right.
I do everything except predictions and police work. I won't do police work because it's so negative, and I don't like to do predictions because if you know and understand the law of attraction, you understand why it is totally unethical to do any predictions of any kind.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for coming in today, and we enjoyed everything you told us. And maybe sometime later you can come again.
Okay, thank you, Carol. It was great working with you.
Okay, same here, honey. Bye bye.
Bye.